Yes, good morning and welcome to your darling program Roundtable on OGTV. Over the years, there's been an agitation for, community policing, where, people believe that whatever it is, we need to be adequately secured, and the security, will get closer to the people. And on that note, I want to welcome you to another interesting package of your darling program today. Roundtable on OGTV with me, Moreni KG Shobaloju. Yes, today we shall be looking at a big topic, and my guests are already in the studio. When I return after this short break, like I will do on the show, I'll quickly take this breather, and when I return, my topic and who my guests are in the studio this morning. Join me after this time out. Glad to have you back on the studio of Roundtable from the stable of the Ogun State Television, OGTV, the People's Telly. Like I said before, we went for that short break. We're looking at the need for adequate security in the state across our community. Yes, community security is so important and paramount to ensure safety of life and property of the people, especially across the grassroots. And that's why the topic today is the need for adequate community security in the state. And I'm joined by two able men in the studio. Yes, men. I will not say a man and a woman today, but two able men in the studio joining me in the conversation today. And join me, the first I would be introducing is Commander REMI OMOLADE EKUNDAYO, the NSCDC Commandant, OGUN State Command. Yes, she's just been promoted, or to this rank in the state, and she's new in Ogun State. And when I said before, I said the men of security men. Yes, them as I welcome in the studio today, Commander REMI OMOLADE EKUNDAYO.
Thanks for having me here.
Glad to have you, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, glad to have you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
There's also here in the studio with me is Brigadier-General Alade Isiaq Adedigba, retired. He's also Ogun State Commander AMOTEKUN. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Nice having you join us in the studio today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, so we're looking at the need for adequate security in our community in the state. And I want to be a bit biased this morning. I'll go to my gender first. I'll begin with you, madam. Yes, you've been in the state, you're in Ogun State. How do you feel coming to Ogun State as the new NSCDC Commandant?
I feel, good morning.
Good morning.
I feel blessed coming to a state, the gateway state, which is peaceful and harmonious. I met the place peaceful. The first occasion I attended when I came in, the second day I assumed office, I saw the peaceful environment. The program was done peacefully, seamless. There wasn't nobody, was afraid of anything and all of that. It's a cultural show in Ogun State, and I was telling myself, I say, I'm happy being here. All I need to do is to make sure that I do better than to maintain what is on ground, and I'm happy about that.
I was even going to say that, yes, Ogun State is known to be a very peaceful state. Yes. We've won ourselves a lot of records in terms of the peaceful coexistence that we've been enjoying among ourselves. So I want to ask you, how do you intend to maintain this tempo? Yes, this is an assignment on your table, and it calls for you to put in more effort to ensure that this is sustained. So how do you intend to do this?
Yes, by the grace of God, I will work with the other security agencies that were already in the state before I came in, and we synergized together to make sure that the state is more peaceful than we met it, and we'll collaborate with all of them. There's already an established synergy and robust relationship between the security agencies. I'm going to work with them, bringing up my own core mandates, and then working with them with their own, and then we work together to make sure that crime and criminalities are not going to exist again in this place, or to be brought down to the minimum.
In Ogun State.
In Ogun State, yes.
Thank you so much. Yes, that an assurance, and I'm sure the people watching us will also understand that we have a woman and a man who is also ready to work for the state. Yes, yeah, I want to, there has been a lot of agitation to, people have been yearning for community policing, and this is why, this responsible for the creation of AMOTEKUN to enhance interactive partnership with the people and the law enforcement agency. And considering the fact that the launch of AMOTEKUN has brought about the needed, peace that we also be, asking for in the state. Yes, you are the commander in charge of the AMOTEKUN in Ogun State. Can you tell us more about the model of operation, and how's it been in Ogun State? Talk of, you really have little or nothing to do in terms of securing the people, because I can see the people of Ogun State are peace-loving people. What do you have to say to this?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. The fact remains that irrespective of the peaceful nature of any society or community, you still need to maintain and enhance the status of the existing security, being enjoyed. So, no doubt about the fact that Ogun State is peaceful, and that is as a result of the cooperation and collaboration that exists between all the agencies all the security agencies, both at the federal and the state level. Just like you heard from my colleague, here. So, but you will not take that for granted. Because when there's going to be a problem, there's not going to be any alarm. No alarm will be sound to tell you that, look, there'll be a problem tomorrow. But the consistency, the maintenance, you understand, of the enhanced status of security in the society or in the state is what, that is necessary. And of course, AMOTEKUN is contributing his quota. Don't forget that AMOTEKUN is the closest security agency to the people. It's the force of the people. And of course, if you are not close to the people, you will not get the relevant or necessary information that can be processed to intelligence for you to take a proactive measure in ensuring that we have, we continue to enjoy the security in the state. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One of the major problems we've been having lately is, the activities of this, so to say, the court guys, where you hear here and there that something has happened, the killing has been, reported in one community or the other. It seems to be more closer to these communities where we have issues of this nature. What are you doing if this, to an extent, will have been carried out? Before you know it, casualties have been recorded. And, because of your position as the one that closer to the people in terms of having nose to hear or to see what is going to happen, to have the information, first-hand information as to this is going to happen. What are your plans to ensure that these are nipped in the bud, and you make sure that it did not happen at all?
Yes, there's nothing as good as being proactive in whatever measures that we put in place as against being reactive to occurrences. And just like I mentioned earlier, we are the closest, the force is the closest to the people, which is why there is that enhanced interaction, between the populace and the agency in the first instance. How do we do that? I came on board just about 2 months ago, and there have been a lot of interactions and with several agencies. We talk about the faith-based organizations, the CDAs, religious leaders, community leaders. So with that, and again, we had the opportunity to interact with the Council of us in the state about 3 weeks ago, and that was where we were able to let them know that, look, you are the eyes and the nose of the agency. If anything goes on in your, your immediate environment, please let us get to know. And that is why across the 20 states of the, across the 20 local governments of the state, we have our, men, posted there, and they conduct their patrol on a daily basis. And every 6 hours of the day, we get to know the occurrences in all those local governments. So the fact is that as long as we relate with the people, as long as we move around, then we build that, confidence in the people to know that, look, when we say see something, say something. So, the security agencies cannot do it alone. So naturally, when you see something, you tell us there is no two way about it. When I came on board, of course, we have 3, lines that people can call in, and they have been calling in. And that actually assisted us in taking some proactive measures in ensuring that, the status of the security, safe security in the state is actually enhanced.
Thank you so much. Yes, Madam, your goal is also to reduce the antisocial behavior, to, bringing it to a low level in the state, because you are the also kind of closer to the masses in terms of your operation. You have all it takes to, apart from the fact that you can do make arrest and all of these things, you have all the capability and capacity to help reduce all these antisocial behaviors in the society. You are new in Ogun State. Yes, it's fine. The state is known to be peaceful, and you would not be saying you have little or nothing to do. We still have this element of this antisocial behavior across the communities where your men are, where you are domicile. What do you want to do? How do you intend to ensure that, like you said earlier, you're working together, you want to ensure synergy, but what other things, what other motives do you have and plan to ensure that the state, all of these things is brought to a very low level?
Thank you very much. We are closer to the people because, number one, we don't have barracks and we live amongst these people. In Ogun State, we have 20 local government, like the commander said, and we have 64 divisions where my officers and men are, and we have 10 area commanders, making 74. We are there, and we have our intelligence that are all distributed in all these 74 local governments, and we have told them to be on surveillance and to look out for things like this that might just happen. And I think just 2 weeks of resumption, we have been there have been arrests on this social antisocial behavior in Ogun State. And one thing we do, I believe we can do better than just making arrests, is to need it in the board, the preventive aspect of it. And that's why we have the Safe School initiative launched. And at the headquarters of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, we have a coordination center. And here too, we have a unit that is in charge of it. And since I came on board, I've called the Safe School commander to go around and be sensitizing all students, because this antisocial behavior, we see them more in students. They start from there. So we give them lectures and tell them the ills and why they should not be in such behavior. And we also tell them what the law says concerning this. And if peradventure they commit the offense or we arrest anyone, we'll prosecute them. We have told them already, and we are ready to do our best to make sure we need it in the board. First is prevention and how we can reduce it, and 2 is making arrest after the laws have been spelled out to them and they still go ahead to perpetrate their act. We are going to arrest them, and the law will take its course on them. Thank you very much.
That's a big warning to the people. Yes, you would agree with me that these things, like she said, when you see something, say something. You have to just talk to the law enforcement agencies to tell them and let them know before they can take action. But how accessible really are your men to, to the people? Sometimes some would say that, ignorance, yes, they say is no defense in the law. They do not know. Some will come out and say, I don't know how to go about it. I saw that in my community. I'm, I'm suspecting this particular individual of, having a kind of eating habits that will not be good for the community. But how do I go about it? What do I do? How do I go? How accessible are you really as a command in Ogun State, and where your offices are?
Yes, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, in terms of accessibility, we are very accessible. We have men posted, in the 20 local governments, and they are not just static. Patrols are being carried out both on vehicular patrols, and we have, on foot, and we have those on bikes. Okay, let me just, use this opportunity to let you know, the people know, that about 3 weeks ago, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, gave us, 11 patrol vehicles, and just last week Saturday took delivery of 20 motorbikes. And again he has, approved the recruitment of no less than 700 operatives. So which, of course, the application is still ongoing. So when you have vehicles to patrol, you have motorbikes to do your job, and of course you have enough boots on the ground, the accessibility will be there. But even with what we have right now, the men are doing what is expected of them. Like I said, they patrol on bikes, they patrol on vehicles, and they are very visible. And don't forget that we also have our intelligence gathering operatives that move from one location to the other. And let me tell you, in terms of the application, like I talked about, the governor directed that each of the 236 wards in Ogun State must produce an individual. What is the essence? What that simply means is that you are taking it to the lowest level. That means there is no way that a ward in the state will not be represented, and that means by the time you have enough operative, like I said, each ward will have men posted around. And before you know what is happening, before any occurrence of any insecurity incidents, the men will be there to arrest the situation. So they are very visible.
Thank you so much. I was even coming to the border areas, and that will be after this one. Yes, he mentioned something about the effort of Mr. Governor, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun. Yes, Prince Dapo Abiodun-led government in Ogun State has earned himself, a lot of awards in terms of security in the state and the protection of lives and property. How best can you say this government has, can you tell us some of his support to your own agency?
Yes. The day I reported, after some days I met with him, and the way he welcomed me gave me another confidence to say that I have the backing of the government to do my work very well. And that same day, he also approved vehicles for me to operate. I was like, now I know that what my predecessor told me about the governor is true. He's ready, he knows the state is peaceful, but he wants to maintain that peaceful nature. And I really appreciate His Excellency, Prince Dapo Abiodun, CON, the Executive Governor of Ogun State. From what I've seen under these 2 weeks that I came in to be the Commandant of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, I think he's ready to work with the security agencies, especially me, because I'm just new, and for you to, the same day I arrived, you have approved the logistics I needed to start work and to do everything. I really appreciate him, and he's doing well in terms of security, and I pray for a successful tenure.
Thank you, and that means the support is so appreciated. Yes, coming to you, Brigadier-General retired, you are considering the fact that people at the grassroots are those ones that need your services more better, and you would also need some community heads, the social service workers to, collaboration is what I'm talking about here, especially in the border areas. Once on this program, we had a community head who was talking to us about the situation in that, that part of the state, borders, the border areas. I'm talking about, you know, the Ogun West axis of Ogun State. And they are talking about the fact that, you know, the security in that axis is kind of low in terms of protecting the lives and property there. So how do you collaborate with social service workers, the community heads, to ensure that we have smooth and, you know, the security, safe security, secured environment in that area?
Yes, thank you very much. That yes, we are the closest to the people, and those at the borders are not, you know, exempted. What you need to understand is that you cannot, you know, go beyond, you know, what you have to do your job. And I've just mentioned, you know, that you know, have been supported, you know, with numbers of vehicles and motorbikes, and of course the use of technology. You see, you cannot be at the state capital and you want to see exactly what is happening at the borders. But with the incorporation of technology, I'm talking about the area of issue of cameras, issue of drones, you know, that are actually being, you know, incorporated in our activities. There's no two way about that. And of course, we're having, like I said earlier, we'll be having a series of engagements with people from, for example, if you take it from from Axis, which is a border area. If you take Ado-Ota, you know, which is another border area, and if you look at towards Ipokia, if you talk about Shagamu, Jebode, towards the boundary with Ondo State, a lot of, you know, activities are going on. So these are areas we intend to actually deploy our vehicles in time to monitor what is happening from one border to the other. And of course, the head of immigration was around about 3 weeks ago in the state to visit those international borders, you know, in the state. These are the areas where we think, you know, we need to intensify our efforts. And of course, like I said, we need the use of technology to enhance whatever that is ongoing. But we are not saying because we are in this town, those are the borders, you know, should suffer. Nothing like that. It's a total package to ensure that there is peace in the state.
That's why I said, what are your efforts to ensure, you know, synergy with community heads?
No, again, I mentioned earlier that we are having a series of meetings with the CDAs, which are more or less the representative of those communities. That is one. Secondly, I also mentioned that about 3 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to address the Council of Traditional Rulers in Ogun State. And all the, you know, traditional rulers, you know, came in from all the axes. And of course, we've shared our numbers to them too, that at any point in time, they should call us. And our representatives are there too. So we have the, you know, as I'm talking to the patrols, there is no part of the 20 local government that is not covered by our men. And when they have vehicles, they move around. And from time to time, they go to the palace, they move around to actually look at, you know, if there are issues, those individuals will actually report to them. And again, I told you that every 6 hours, we receive information and, you know, intelligence, you know, from those 20 local governments. So anywhere there's infraction, you know, we attend, you know, we attend to it and ensure that we need with the parliament, we take care of the situation as promptly as necessary. So we are doing all that.
Thank you. Yes, Madam, you will agree with me now that we are in the festive season, and this is the time that we'll be having, you know, bunkering and pipeline vandalization in the increase. So what are your efforts to ensure that we are not going to experience, you know, a situation that will be, you know, be out of control in the state?
Thank you very much. One of our core mandates is the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure, of which pipeline vandalism is one of them. Yesterday I had a meeting with all the tactical teams, that is the head of anti-vandal, head of oil and gas, and all of them together to talk to them, to strategize on how to protect national asset and infrastructure during this festive time, and to make sure we arrest vandal. I told them last week, I think we arrested a tanker, because if you don't do this, a lot of problems will arise. We are all saying there's petrol hike and all of that. These people will divert what is meant for a filling station and all of that. My men are all over the places trying to see. Some of them, we arrest them at the point of arrest. They will tell you they don't have the way bill. They don't, because they want to divert. Some of them have adulterated product, which can damage equipment, cars, and a lot of things. And some of these people go to, after diverting, they take them to black marketers, and they hike the price, and the thing becomes so high that at the end of the day, people will not see them to talk to, but they'll be abusing the government of the day, that they are the reason why this is happening and all of that. So my men are all over the places now. We have deployed already, and my armed men are there. Anyone that is not doing the right thing will be arrested and will be prosecuted. They will face the wrath of the law. That's it.
Thank you so much. Yes, Brigadier General, the last commandant, that's the late Akere, may God rest his soul. Most of the time when they have, you know, they make arrests, and we tend to see those arrests being transferred to the police, where, you know, prosecution is taking place and all of that. Are you also trying to maintain that template, or is it that you are not having a strong synergy with the police in the state?
Yes, thank you very much. In terms of synergy, there's no doubt about the fact that there's a very high degree of cooperation and collaboration, you know, among all the agencies, security agencies in the state, both the federal and the states. So that is number one. Number two, in terms of prosecution of offenders or culprits, you know, you're just doing your job as per what the law says. If anybody is arrested and you grab the individual, you do your preliminary investigation and all that, the next thing just to take the individual to, you know, to court. You hand over the person, the individual to the police, and from there to court. For example, yesterday, 2 of my men appear in a Shagamu High Court yesterday as, you know, witnesses, and another 2 appear in Abeokuta. So that's to tell you that prosecution as necessary are ongoing. But of course, you may not get to know that the prosecutions are going on, and of course, we will not go to the newspaper and announce that my men are in the court, trying, you know, as a witness and all that. But just because of the question you asked, 2 appeared yesterday in Shagamu Court, and 2 appeared in Abeokuta Court. So it's an ongoing process. Once there's an issue, you are being charged to court, we follow through. And in terms of the police, of course, let me appreciate the leadership of the police in the state. The issue is that when we even hand over culprits to offenders, you know, to the police, we have what it takes to monitor, to get a feedback from what is being done about the case. And the police will always report back to us, oh, this one has been, you know, charged to court. You know, the court is at this stage. Even if my men are needed as witnesses, they will appear. And of course, before you realize that person is, you know, serving his or jail time already. So there is a very, you know, there's a good rapport and collaboration between all the agencies.
Thank you so much. And my next question goes to my 2 guests here now, and the 2 of you. And this is talking about the local government election. You know, by Saturday, come Saturday, November 16, you know, bearing or any unforeseen circumstances, we'll be having election across the 20 local governments in the state. How prepared are you to ensure that we have, you know, a conduct devoid of violence across the 20 local governments, especially the communities that are classified to be rural, where you know that people will not, you know, easily have access to, you know, security if care is not taken? How do you ensure that you take care of all this situation to ensure that we have each free election in the state?
Yes, thank you. Earlier on, I told you about the synergy and the collaboration we have with other sister agencies in the state, of which the commander also attests to that. For the local government election, the same day we met with the governor told us, I don't want any life lost. And I want the state to be peaceful during this election. He specifically spelled it out. Everywhere must be peaceful. The voting must be done seamlessly. And with that, we all agree together. As we all know that police is the lead agency when it comes to election, and we also support, and with our men. As I'm talking to you now, we have deployed over 3,000 personnel because we want influx of security agencies everywhere. Just like the commander earlier said, that even when everywhere is peaceful, nobody will notify you that we want to do this, we want to do that. So we are not taking chances. We have deployed. In fact, by tomorrow or next, my intelligence officers will go to all those local governments. We have identified all the wards, and where the polling units are, my division had gone round to know those places, and there's surveillance everywhere now to report back to the command to tell us, so that by the time we are going to such areas, we'll know what is on ground and what to do. All the armament are deployed around where the electoral materials are, and to also escort the electoral materials to the different polling booths. We are prepared, and by the grace of God, it will be seamless. And to those creeks where you talk about, where it might be impossible for us to get there, I told you we have men in the 64 divisions, and they are all in those areas. They are all there. So we have our personnel there. So all of them have been deployed to all. There's no polling unit that is not represented. So we are ready. And by His grace, everything will be seamless. Thank you very much.
Brigadier, you want to say something to that?
For a peaceful election, once the entire atmosphere is peaceful, is conducive, there is no two about the fact that you are going to have a peaceful election. Again, you need to understand that the people also want a good life. The people want to live peacefully. So it will be very difficult in a particular environment for anybody to want to foment trouble just because of election. People will not allow them. And once the presence of the security agencies are there, when they are noticed, it will be difficult for anybody, even the individuals themselves, the locals, will ensure that that did not happen. So the fact is that what we are doing is to ensure that the entire state remains peaceful. And once the entire state remains peaceful, the conduct of the election will not bring any untowards insecurity situation, on the 16th of November. So what we are doing is to ensure that let's maintain the tempo, and let's even put proactive measures in place to ensure that anybody that wants to foment trouble is easily taken care of.
Do you identify the communities that you think are prone to, crisis come this election? Have you ever identified any community in the state?
No. What we are doing, we are actually doing everything. We are taking care of all the local governments the way they are supposed to be taken care of. And the presence of our men alone is enough to ensure that any area that are likely going to foment trouble, they are taken care of. So for me, there is any local government that can say, oh, this is, of course there are flash spots for criminality, whether you like it or election or no election. Do you understand? Those areas have been taken care of. And now with the election again, it means we are not dropping our guards.
Thank you so much. And if you're just joining us, the program is Roundtable on OGTV. I'll be looking at the need for adequate community security in Ogun State. And I've had with me in the studio the two men of, security men, like I call them. I have Commander REMI OMOLADE EKUNDAYO, the NSCDC COMMANDANT in Ogun State, and also Brigadier-General Alade Isiaq Adedigba, retired. He's also Ogun State Commander AMOTEKUN. They've been so fantastic. We've been looking at the best way to ensure that the lives and property of the people in the state is adequately protected. I want to quickly go for this short break, and when we return, the program continues shortly.
Security and safety of everyone in our immediate environment is our collective responsibility. There is the need to take observation of what is going on in our society. Report any suspected criminal activities to the law enforcement agencies. To make our society safe, we need to come together, And remember that the safety of the society is our collective responsibility.
Glad to have you join us again. And it's about that time we all understand that the security of lives and property is everybody's business. If you see something, say something. Don't, we don't have to leave everything in the hands of the law enforcement agencies alone. We also have a role to play. Yes, we've been talking about, we've been speaking to the achievement and what should be done, what government has been doing, the support so far. But madam, you have not, let us know, fine, you are new in the state. But of course, nothing in life has come without challenge. What exactly and in what area do you think you've been challenged talking about performing your duty?
The short time had resumed, like Oliver Twist, the governor had tried, but we'll be asking for more logistics, like more operational vehicles to be able to cover all those 64 local government divisions and the 20 local governments, and then the area commands and all of that. Though he has tried, those are the challenges so far. And then because there are some of these divisions that, just like you mentioned earlier, to get there, you can't go there with a car. If you go there, in fact, I don't know how, you can't go there except with an operational vehicle like hillocks and all of that. So those are, at least for now, since I came on board, I'm just new and I cannot say so.
But of course, I would also like you to talk about being a uniform officer and who has been in this duty. There are times that you would look at what exactly has been the challenge before getting to even this position. There's so much more to talk about. Yes, as a woman, it's something to say that my gender would be, or the opposite gender would believe that there's little to what we can do as women. But considering the fact and the height you have attained at this moment, what are the challenging moments that you want to recount or you want to talk about?
I love the job anyway, and when you love what you are doing, even despite the challenges, might not be anything serious to you. Like when we came in, you were calling us men. So we are men, we are not, we are not women. It's just the hazard of the job, and so far so good. It's been good anyway.
You're fine?
Yes, I'm fine.
Good to know that. Yes, beautiful. Yes, she said something like Oliver Twist, you should work more. You have also, praised Mr. Governor for all his efforts. You mentioned something also, I will not forget. You're talking about technological advancement, you need a technology to also help you perform optimally. What are let me not even say, because it's one of the challenge, but again, in what better way do you think the government of the state should, come in to help you and make sure you are able to work, professionally in the state and effectively?
Thank you very much. No matter the degree of availability of equipment and men, it can never be enough, because security is very dynamic. You understand? And whatever solution you're going to put in place should be ever evolving. Now you talk about the issue of technology. If we don't have, that means we need to, interface our existing facilities and, in line with technology. And if we have, it can never be enough. We need to have more. I told you that I just took in some delivery of some vehicles and bikes. They may not be enough. There is no two way about it. So even if we are given times 2 or 3 of that, we still need more. Because the fact is that for as long as you have all this, it will enable you to rejig and strategize in terms of your plans that you put in place. If, for example, you cover a distance of about maybe say 2-3 kilometers, if there's any incidents, and you now have maybe 2 vehicles in that location, what will likely happen? It means your line of communication has been shortened, and you can now respond rapidly or faster than you would have if you didn't have that 2 vehicles. So the fact is that we are still, of course, we are okay with what we have, and we can never have enough. So we still want the government to assist, as usual, in terms of equipment and men. And I've just told you, that Mr. Governor just gave approval for recruitment of about 700 individuals. So when you have 700 operatives, you understand, enlisted into the system, what are you talking about? It means we'll be more visible. It means there'll be more boots on ground, and it means our response time will be faster and enhanced. So basically, that is just it.
Of course, human wants is so insatiable.
Yes.
So, of course, we all ask for more, like Oliver Twist. Yes, you can be part of the program by calling the phone numbers on your screen and put your call through. Let us have your own view about the better way and the security situation in your area. Let us know. They are here. They will respond immediately. The phone number is there on your screen. Yes, like I said earlier, I said human want is insatiable. People would want this. People will want that, and it is just by putting in effort to ensure that we meet up with the needs of the people. The best way we can, make our service, render our service to the people and be more effective. Yes, the people would want to pass information. A lot of people love to stay in the comfort zone of their homes and pass information. How quick do you think this response can be? And what, better way, did you have a phone line that, they can call and, pass the information? Oh, we have Ade calling from Obantoko. Good morning, Mr. Ade from Obantoko.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, God will be with you.
Amen.
Okay, but we saw all this AMOTEKUN motto along the Brigadier-General Road. Then like the Akishi, all those routes. We never see the car or the bus there.
Can hear that. Can you speak up a bit, Mr. Ade?
I said we normally see their motto along the Brigadier-General Way, but for Ashishi, Matogun, all those areas, not see AMOTEKUN bus there for security purpose.
You hardly, I can't get that. Can you come again, please? You're a bit far from your microphone. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set and make your, question? You're asking question, right?
Okay, I'll call back later.
Okay. We lost that and I couldn't get, I think he's trying to talk about probably traffic or, Mr. Ade can do well to call us back. I can't get all the question. Yes, like I said earlier, you want to tell the people want to pass information. You said if you see something, say something. But when you do not know the channel to go, some people would even complain. I've heard somebody say going to police station to lodge a complaint would amount to putting yourself into another problem. And because of that, they would not even want to go. But it is easier for people to take a phone and say, okay, on a phone conversation, come to this particular area, this is happening. How do you think the people can do that? Do you have a phone line that you want to call out this morning?
Yes, I have phone lines and they're here.
Okay, can you just call them out for...
Okay. We have 080 5248 0679. 080 5248 0679. Then we have a second number 080 3363 2778. I call again 080 3363 2778. And we also have a third one 070 6752 8776. I call it again 070 6752 8776.
Thank you so much. Tunde from Ogijo. Good morning, Tunde.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice having you on the program this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. The Honorable Security Agent, widely welcomed. My own contribution to this security issue is that
you are handling this morning was that although the security agents, they were trying their best, but the governors were the problem of this country. Because after said and done, all these criminals were apprehended by the security agents, taken to court. The one that is for capital punishment. Please, madam, can you answer me? How many governors have signed that warrant that is being pushed on it or a table for the past about 24 or 25 years? I'm putting that question to you.
Brigadier General, you want to say something to that question?
Hello? Are you with me?
We can hear you today from Ogijo. Yes, you were asking question that signing warrants by the governors. We will not be in the position to answer that, and you know, it is Mr. Governor's prerogative to decide. Like you said, governors, they are there for, you know, for decisions to look at it and, you know, think about it before they can actually, you know, take any decision. So it is in their own prerogative to see or say or do whatever. It is beyond us to answer this morning. Of course, it's not something we can talk about. The issue is, our community, are they safe? Are people, the lives and property, are the security agents in the state, are they doing enough? Are they making arrests? Are they securing lives and property? That's the most important thing. And if they are prosecuted and any other thing that is needed to be done after, should be in Mr. Governor's prerogative. Thank you for that call this morning. Yes, you are going to also call a number and told the line of, you know, you are available and you are not available. But the thing is that when you have a security issue in any community, people want to, you know, before you get there to say you want to call, you want to go and report physically, that security threat might have, you know. But of course, if you have easy way of making a phone conversation, then quickly your men can swing into action and, you know, probably able to control the situation. So let's have a phone line that people can call and you know, make a report if there is any security threat in any community.
Thank you very much. I told you earlier that you know, about 2 months ago we, you know, set up these hotlines, and the idea is to make it, the interaction between the people and the agency, seamless. So they can reach us anywhere 24 hours of the day on these following lines. The first one is 091 55 434 770. I repeat, 091 554 347 70. The second one, 090 168 488 12. I repeat, 090 168 488 12. And the third one, 070 710 99133. I repeat, 070 710 99133.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm even going to try one of the lines and see if it rings. I'm sure all these lines are available.
Please go ahead.
All right, we'll do that after the program. Yes, I think, you know, it's about people being proactive as well. It's about all of us understanding what we should do as a people so that the security agencies or the agents in the state will be able to perform optimally. I want to appreciate you for being part of the program this morning, madam. Yes, sir. I want to appreciate you for being part of the program this morning. So and I want to wish you well in your assignment in the state, and I wish you success. God will be with you. Yes, of course, Brigadier General, you are not new in the business. You're retired but not tired, and you're putting in all your effort to ensure that you know, the people are safe and they sleep with 2 eyes closed. I just wish you well in all that you do. Thank you for being part of the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. And that's how far the, you know, time will permit us to take on the program today. It's, you know, it's about you see something, saying something. It's about security and it's everybody's business. You can't leave everything to government. If they did, the law enforcement agencies, if they did not know, they will not act. So play your part and make your own role count. The society will be better for it. That's how far we'll go on the show today. On behalf of myself and the entire crew and my producer, Kule Ibikule, we'll say bye for now till we'll meet again next week. Bye-bye.
In recent times, there has been an alarming increase in the number of cases of ritual killings in the country. This vile act of bloodshed to amass wealth has left victims and families in great loss, crippling decent labor. The news is replete with many cases of kidnap, rape, and missing body parts in an alleged exchange for wealth. Questionable wealth following brutal killings, loved ones lost to kidnaps and allegedly linked to ritual purposes. These are all untoward practices that can have adverse consequences on the future of our nation. As a preserver of the Omoluabi ethos, the Development Agenda for Western Nigeria, Dawn Commission, takes a stand against ritual killings. We urge members of the society to join the fight against this act of man's inhumanity to man. We believe that hard work and patience